Joining us now on the phone lines on Chicken Dinner. He loves gambling. He loves handicapping. Artie Lange, host of Artie and Anthony, the Artie and Anthony Show on Compound Media, crashing on HBO, and the new book, Joe. It's called Is That Blood or Hawaiian Punch? I fucking love that title. Welcome to the show, Artie.
Hey, thanks, guys. What's up?
When was your first bet?
No. You know what? I have an answer to that question because in my neighborhood it was like, when was the first time you got laid? Or same thing. I bet 50 cents for my buddy Mike Saccone on the 77 Super Bowl. I bet the Broncos would beat the Cowboys. And I paid up. I might still owe him a dime. No, I paid 50 cents to Mike Saccone. I was 9 years old.
So it starts with 50 cents. I'm guessing that was your smallest bet. What was your largest?
Oh, God. On one thing?
One single bet.
Okay. I guess, at the tables or on a game?
A sports game.
Then that's easy. The last Giants Super Bowl when they beat the Pats again. I was at the game. I bet the money line, not with the line. I bet the money line, and I bet $100,000.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
You love the Giants, though, don't you? I know you bet
I'm
the
a
Giants
fan.
more than any other team. They've probably broken your heart 10 times over.
Well, let me tell you something. Regular season, yeah, there's a lot of every Monday night game, and they played the Niners in the late '80s, early '90s, the Montana Sims years. They always lost by like half a point on the money on the line, not the money line, betting with the points. And I'll never forget. I had $500. First of my friends to bet a $500 bet. I put a nickel on the Giants Monday night. 89, I think. 4.5 points they were getting. They lost by 6, and the last play was when it went over the 4.5. So at that time, $500 was everything to me, But they would have covered if Montana didn't hit John Taylor with it. Same as the Super Bowl with Cincinnati. In '88, he hit John Taylor on a slant play from like the 16-yard line.
He remembers every play.
You remember everything in a loss.
I met Joe Montana. I worked for DirecTV with a show with Nick DiPaolo for 3 years, and we got to play. We went to the Super Bowl all those 3 years, and we got to play in the celebrity game where they take sand in, and then we would play like on a beach. They call it the Beach Bowl. Joe Montana was a quarterback. I wasn't in yet, and the guy who was the head of DirecTV said, well, he's got a new show. I want to promote him. Put him in for Montana. I replaced Joe Montana in the game. And about first pass, I hit with a slant. What's his face? I can't believe not Michael Irvin. Terrell Owens. I hit Terrell Owens on a slant pass. He catches it. It would have been one pass touchdown. He lets Deion Sanders catch him. And the next play, I throw an interception to Snoop Dogg.
Artie, I've been following you for years, starting with Stern, and then I remember you had your show after Nick left. It was just the Artie Lange Show, and you had a guy that Joe and I both know, Tim Doyle. He was on your show. He's here in Chicago. You were talking about fire bets, and I lost my mind at your story about fire bets. Can you tell us what a fire bet is? Lightning bet. Yeah, lightning bet. Right. Sorry about that. What's a lightning bet?
Lightning bet is first of all, the end of the last story was they thought I'd be excited about meeting Joe Montana, and I said he owes me $20,000.
There it is.
I really felt I was meeting a guy who owed me money. I was that mad at him. So it ruins your life, gambling, in that sense, because I could have been excited about meeting a Hall of Famer. Instead, I thought he owed me money on the '89 Monday night game. So I'm a degenerate. But what I'm about to talk about, the lightning bet, is the degenerate of all degenerate types of gambling. This was introduced to me by a bookie, of course, because it's a way for them to make money, and I introduced it to Norm Macdonald. The year the movie that we did together, Dirty Work, came out, we went on tour. I opened for him to promote the film. We went to like 10 cities, and MGM took care of us. Every night, it was in June, so the basketball playoffs and then the finals. It was Utah and Chicago that year in the final. Every night, we had lightning bets on the game. Here's a lightning bet. It's all under-overs for me. You could do it with the line, but I like under-overs. Say the under-over of a basketball game is 180, okay? 180 are the total points. You can lightning bet. Norm was doing $1,000, okay? If you lightning bet $1,000, every point the game goes over 180, you get $1,000. So say the game goes into overtime and you hit the under-over number at 180. Every basket scored, you win $2,000. So you're like shaking. Every 3-pointer is $3,000. So you're like shaking. Okay. Every point it's under 180, you lose the 1,000 plus the vig. So every point it's under, you lose 1,100. It is literally you're shaking like crack or something. It's the smoking crack of gambling. Okay, here's the kicker. I lightning bet $500 a point on the over in the lowest scoring basketball game of all time. You remember the last game, Bulls in Utah, the defense on the Bulls literally put them in handcuffs.
It was like 75-70 in the fourth quarter.
Something like that. I lightning bet the over, which I believe was 198. So I lost $5,500 for every point over, and I'll leave you to do some math.
Wow.
I broke even for the tour.
You know what's messed up there is that you chose to do totals instead of a game, which you're kind of securing a little bit of safety there, but you go with the total with 180.
I tell you what, some bookies won't take the game; they'll only take the totals.
Oh,
I had an option. I did have an option.
Okay.
So you're right. When you hit that number, it was the most fun you've ever had in your life. Like I would call my friends and go, you tell me I seem depressed. Watch me for the next 20 minutes. Because every basket, I win $2,000.
Everybody listening, you freak out over your $100 bets on Sunday. Think about lightning bets.
Lightning bets. I mean, if a team had a 3-point shooter like Curry and I hit the number, so every time I don't care if Stephen Curry had mugged me and my mother when I was 8, I'd be rooting for him. Hit every basket, shoot every basket. If it gets stolen, it's like betting the under/over in a football game. You're rooting for a certain team unless the other team intercepts it. Then you're rooting for that team. It's so much fun.
You brought up Norm. Is it a true story that he took a duffel bag of money and put it in the ocean because he just didn't want to lose it in sports bets anymore?
It was a lot of money. It was 60 G's and mostly hundreds. And yeah.
He just said, I don't want to lose, and he threw it in the ocean.
I don't want to lose. Yeah, he threw it in the ocean in Atlantic City. And quite frankly, it was just me and him. It was too romantic. It was either that or would I have to make out or something. No, when he told me why he did it, I said, well, what about me? Do you think I would lose it? He goes, you'd do worse.
One of my favorite things, Artie, and over the years, obviously, there's more and more bets, more prop bets, more things you can wager on. I was in college. I think I had like $200 in my checking account, and I put a nickel on the coin flip before the Super Bowl, and it hit. Heads, baby.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, and nothing changed your life like hitting that Super Bowl coin flip.
I like. Here's what I want to do for an anti-gambling promotion. Here's what I want to do. I want a documentary to start out with just a black screen, and you hear a guy's voice, and he's talking about the first bet he ever made, and he goes, "I got talked into putting $5,000. I said I don't gamble at all, but I was 18. My buddies were gambling, so I put $5,000 on the Super Bowl, and I won. I won $5,000, and then the screen slowly dissolves. 20 years later, and he's homeless under a bridge." The worst thing you could do is win your first bet. It's the worst thing you could do because it's just the taste. It's the taste the dealer gives you. You know, it's like you don't want to do that. You want to be a guy who's got a bad taste in his mouth about gambling and that. It keeps you going back for more. But you seem like you're doing fine.
I was there at Thalia Hall over the summer when you were in Pilsen doing your stand-up in Chicago, and then I go on Twitter the next day and I saw your post from a hospital bed. What happened that night?
Chicago, well, I made it back. Yeah, I went off the stage, but it was an amazing show. We sold it out. I go off stage and I collapsed, and I had all these drugs accumulated in my next to my heart. I had a hole in my nose from 30 years of whatever, and complications with diabetes. I collapsed, and I was able to get on a plane and go to my doctor, and he put me in the hospital for 10 days. I was in Jersey in the hospital, I'd say 14 hours after I left the stage in Chicago. And it sucks, because every time in Chicago, I like to have fun and see some friends. I love that town, unless it's February. But I stayed for 10 days, and they got me better. Thank God I dodged another bullet. But I'll be 50 in a week, and a bunch of people are going to lose money on death pools. I can't wait for that.
Were you feeling anything during the show where something was off that day?
No, I'll tell you what, that's what stand-up does. If you're getting laughs and stuff, you really don't feel like you have anything. I think it was the adrenaline, and as soon as I got off stage, it was funny. That all left me, and I collapsed, and my friend and the manager of the place got me to the hotel. It was rough. It was rough, but, the health thing is, I'm going to be 50. It's a bad thing now. I can't keep dodging these bullets. One's going to hit me, man.
Your support system has to be super strong, though, right? It has to be.
Oh, yeah. Without my family, like I meet people in rehab or like they come up to me and say, we're the same age and you've had success in life. And, I say, dude, I would take living in a studio apartment, working as a janitor at a diner without this drug issue. I really would. Well, maybe manager of the diner. But, I tell these kids who look up to me, and they actually say look up to me. I'm like, I don't know why you would do that. And if it's just me or Wayne Brady, I could see it. But there's a lot of other people there who don't do drugs. Boy, you guys are a hard laugh. If I don't do anybody out there who doesn't do drugs, look up to him, because the drugs are worse.
When you were doing Stern years ago, you had those hours. What was your lifestyle like? Because I work early in the morning, getting up at 3 a.m., and it sucks, but I couldn't imagine in everybody's prime living that hard life on the outside. What was your daily routine?
Wait, let me think of the next joke that's going to bomb. My daily routine was good in the beginning. It was good. It was actually good for me. I had structure, because before that I lived like a guy with a sitcom schedule, which is no schedule. You just go when they need you. And it could be 6 o'clock at night or 6 in the morning. It's usually a good call time because they want you to be happy. Stand-up is absolutely no schedule. It's the worst structure ever, And you party, but the Stern Show was like having a paper route. And the instant accolades I got was amazing. It was like an immediate change in my life and income. It was one of those things where it was immediate. I went from playing clubs called the Funny Bone to Carnegie Hall, literally. It was great, but then after 5 years, the grind. I never had a job over 2 years. I worked construction 2 years. I was a longshoreman for 2 years. I drove a cab. I was on Mad TV for 2 years. I went 8.5 years on this. The last 3 were dominated by things to make me get up, things to make me go down. And I hit the wall.
He's Artie Lange on Twitter, @ArtieQuitter, the website artiequitter.com, and the show, The Artie and Anthony Show on Compound Media. Crashing is the show on HBO, and the new book, you just heard the tease, Is That Blood or Hawaiian Punch? Artie, awesome to talk to you, man. Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Artie.
Bye-bye.